Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Patreon podcast. This week, I wanted to talk about trusting your past self, but not your future self. How do I want to explain this? So, when I'm writing to-do lists, I do that because I don't trust my future self, future Ben, to actually do those things on his own. And when I have a to-do list, I trust myself, my past Ben, that these are things that are important to do and that they need to be done. And I think that having this kind of understanding between my past and future selves has been pretty important to me when it comes to staying motivated and staying on top of various tasks that have shown up over the years. And it's not that I do trust myself in the future, but I also know that I get distracted very easily. And sometimes I just don't want to do something. And I have to be a good manager for myself to write notes for myself in the future to keep me on task. And it's very important for me to have that understanding. And it's also important for me to just trust the things that I've told myself from the past that I need to do. Like, I'm looking at my list right now. I've been recording episodes for the podcast. I just took my pills, which is great. Something that I've forgotten to do for the last 4 days. Actually more like the last week. Yikes. Yeah, this last week with allergies, I kind of fell into this really recursive negative loop where I felt so bad I didn't want to take my allergies. Or I felt so bad I forgot to take my allergy medications, which made me feel worse the next day. And that just kind of kept happening. So I decided to write myself a big old to-do list. And I've been slowly checking it off. And I feel like I've actually made progress on things today, which is a good start. The past couple months have been a little rough around the edges, and I need to get my momentum back. And this is the best way to do it. And I'm doing that by trusting past Ben to not only write a list for me, but to write a list that's attainable and doable, and something that I can take care of today. I have a couple exercises to do and I have to work on plunge, but hopefully by the time you listen to this, plunge is out or I'm doing something wrong. But yeah, I think that it's so important to not only trust your past self because they have the best intentions for you, but also to not trust your future self because you don't know what they're going to do. And I guess that's really kind of it. But I feel it's just such an important distinction that I wanted to talk about it a little bit. And hopefully this is something that you can kind of internalize too, because I think that it really resonates with just about everybody. How all this works. And the easiest way to communicate from past to present is to-do lists or any kind of notes like that generally does a lot of good for me. But you could also set yourself reminders on your phone. You can set up a schedule on your calendar so you have your time blocked off. There's a lot of ways to send messages to yourself in the future that hopefully you will read and follow. But again, as a future self, you should also be a good steward of the recommendations and the time that you're given, and listen to your past. Listen to your past. It's important, but don't trust don't trust your future because you never know what they're gonna do. This conversation's weird. Anyway, that's all I've got. Thank you so much for listening. I really genuinely do appreciate it. And thank you so much for being a Patreon supporter. It means a lot. I hope that you have a fantastic Friday and a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you in the next one. Be remarkable.